Hi all. It's Tuesday, 15th of October. Just looking forward really just to Sunday, the 20th of October. And to be honest, I haven't got a huge amount to preview this week, but always trying to come up with something. I'd like to first of all just address something I mentioned last week, which was the Cardiff Half Marathon and the number of Kenyans in there denying Ben Connor a top 10 position. And somebody came back and said that anyone can race. What is wrong with Kenyans doing a race? Well, yeah, I've got nothing against an individual Kenyan particularly or anything like that. But if you read about the sport and you're aware, you realise there is a doping almost epidemic amongst elite Kenyan distance runners. And I love, I'm the first to put my hand up and say I love watching some of the Kenyans race. I can remember the World Cross Country Championships earlier this year with the Kenyan women at the front just flowing along, just looking like completely different level of athlete than, say, some of the us Europeans are, etc. So I do love watching them, and the likes of Kipchoge, Turgat, and the others over the years, it's been a pleasure to watch them, but there is something not quite right, it seems, if you look at it. If you go on the Athletics Integrity Unit website and you look at the number of banned athletes as at the 1st of October, there's a total of 606 athletes on there, of which, I just added it up, 106 are from Kenya. That's 17.5% of the world athletes banned at the moment are from Kenya. And then last week we had the world record set by Ruth Chepngetich in Chicago for the marathon at 2 hours 9:56. And I've heard podcasts which are arguing both ways. Is it possible, not possible? Women now running under 29 minutes for 10K, so they should be able to run 2:09 or under 2:09:50, something for a marathon. There's this some element of possibility in there, but at the same time there's huge doubts as well, and that's the great difficulty. And if you're wondering how many Britons are on that list of 606, the answer is 0. Imagine if there was 20 British distance runners banned for doping currently. There'd be uproar in the press and everything else. We're talking about 106 Kenyans. So I suspect there's more testing of British athletes than there are for some of the Kenyan athletes. So, I might be uninformed in some of that, but that was my reasoning. And when somebody comes on and questions my comment about why are we letting so many Kenyans into a British road race, I think, and also they're anonymous, of course, nobody posts. So many people post anonymously, so you don't really know who you're actually, whether they're just stirring the pot or whether they've actually got a valid interest in it. But that's my reasoning. I personally, I've got very little interest in road racing at elite level these days. There's just so many question marks over it. Prefer head-to-heads, prefer maybe the shorter track events and cross-country myself. But it's incredible, some of the performances on the roads, not just doping, but also helped by the new breed of shoes that are out there until, so things clearly not settled down because there's records happening so often. Anyway, let's get on to more positive things. This week we've got a couple of 10-mile races which are not regularly run in the UK, but there's the Cabbage Patch 10 going on in south west London near Teddington, Twickenham area, and that should have a good field. There's over 2,000 on the entry list. You can't actually see who the without searching through one by one, 2,000, you can't actually see who's running clearly at the front, who might be running at the front end. Joe Wigfield's entered, who won it last year in 48 something, so look out for that. Maybe the more high profile race down in Portsmouth is the Great South Run on Sunday also, and they have listed some of the elite athletes. On the women's side, Lily Partridge, Verity Ockerton, Amelia Quirk are publicised. On the men, Ben Connor, Jack Rowe, Jacob Allen and Omar Ahmed amongst the elite entries. Now, that surprises me a bit because Jacob and Jack ran, well, they were first and second. Jack won the Manchester Half Marathon just last weekend. So if they're coming back and bashing out 10 miles on Sunday, fair play to them. But they are listed. And then whilst I was looking to see if that is on the TV or YouTube, which I can't find any listing for because it sometimes is, I found that the Amsterdam Marathon is on Sunday on Eurosport at 7:45 a.m. UK time. So if you've got nothing to do and you just want to flick on and watch a marathon, there's one on Sunday morning on Eurosport. And just a reminder, the Born to Run, Ingebrigtsen's series is continuing. More episodes released on Amazon Prime. So a few of you might be interested in that. That's really all I've got this weekend. Not such a busy weekend as last weekend. So hope you all have a good week.